Hello everybody, this is Cyrus here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing my collection of cargo courier Matchbox vehicles. So if you're a Matchbox collector, you might be familiar with the cargo couriers deco that they've been using for a little while. So I wanted to show what I have in the collection so far. And they've done some other vehicles in these cargo courier liveries, but I'll get into more of that later. So starting off, we'll start off with this piece. So this used to actually have a metal body, the MBX delivery service truck. When it first came out around 2001, then they retooled it a little bit to where they gave it a sunroof, plastic grille, wiping some of the dust off. They also put a plastic door in, which actually looks much more realistic rather than having it as one part of the body. It doesn't open though, but that's totally fine. And then they retooled it to plastic around, let me just check the copyright on this, probably 2019, I believe. Regardless, it's still pretty cool. I don't mind when Matchbox does plastic tops on vehicles, personally. Some collectors might nitpick about it a little bit, but I personally don't have too much of a problem. So we got this guy. This guy came in a, I think it was a Countryside 5-pack, if I'm not mistaken. And then they also re-released this in another 5-pack recently with the same vehicles. Obviously, Matchbox does carry forwards, but the only downside was they were all the same from a 5-pack that was released about 5 years ago, with only one deco being different. Obviously, that deco was another reissue. It wasn't a new deco, but they could have, switched things around a little bit, threw in some new stuff and whatnot. Regardless, this piece is still pretty cool, in my opinion. So there's the delivery service truck. Next up, we'll take a look at the express delivery. So this is interesting. It's interesting that they're doing orange, kind of a light orange color instead of yellow. I mean, it's kind of odd. I don't know if Cargo Couriers is switching to that deco or not, as they did re-release that one, but they didn't change it to the orange, more orange color. They kept it with the yellow when they re-released that in the 5-pack. So this is the express delivery. It only got 2 castings made with the metal body, which I personally don't mind. I do actually have one out of those 2 metal versions. The metal versions had an open door on the side, and the second one of those 2 was actually exclusive to a 10-pack. It wasn't the main exclusive vehicle, but what was notable about that 10-pack were all 10 models were exclusive decos. So it wasn't just a one-off where all were 1 out of the 10 vehicles in the 10-pack were a bunch of reissues with 1 exclusive. So that was nice. I don't have that 10-pack release for the express delivery. Regardless, they changed it to a plastic top, which I can let slide. But the big thing that really bugs me about this is they continue to have the opening door on the plastic version. Here's the opening door on this metal version. But then recently, I believe, let's just check, I think it was around, 2020, they removed the opening door in this. So it's now fixed, and you can't even, it's harder to, I mean, you can kind of tell, you can see the outlines for it, but it's harder to tell when it's just one color like that. And you know what? I don't care if that opening door was increasing the price a little bit. When they changed it to plastic, I could let that slide, but you know what? This is really just a thing that they could have done better on. They just completely cheapskate out of all the ways they could save a buck. A little bit disappointed about that one. Otherwise, it's still pretty cool. And although this guy does have a plastic base, they did keep that separate plastic insert piece, which is quite nice, because then it does make it look more like a door. It's just a shame that if they had to retool that, they couldn't do the same feature there. Oh well. And then we have the International E-Star. So this was released around 2020. We got that one in 2022, the express delivery. And then the International E-Star, this is a new deco for 2020, that was back in 2023. Obviously 2023 is past now. Again, like the other two, plastic. It was never metal at a certain point, which I'm not bothered by. The door doesn't open on this, but it never did open. But again, I'm not bothered. It would have been nice, though, if it had been a separate plastic color, in my opinion. That would have been quite nice, but that's okay. You can still kind of tell it's a door there. And what's interesting to note is you do actually have a separate door piece, or to represent what you would use to get into the cab of the vehicle. So this is based on like an electric delivery van. They actually did an electric delivery van in the Real Working Rigs line. Who knows? Maybe we might get that in the Cargo Couriers. We got it in FedEx. It was a bright drop van. But when it comes to decos, they could start using for that bright drop van. Definitely FedEx is an ideal option. So moving things around a little bit. You can see that you have a separate plastic insert, which is probably connected to this plastic windshield, meant to represent the sunroof. Again, it was always plastic, so I don't think that that's a cost to keep the cost down, but more likely to make the assembly a little bit more easier due to how the windshield is designed and stuff. In terms of some other vehicles they could do, like they had like the mini cargo truck, which is like some baggage vehicle you'd find at like those airports. They could do that in Cargo Couriers. I think that would look quite good. And then they've also done like a, they did some other ones as well. What else did they do? Oh yeah, they've also done a Unimog in the Cargo Couriers deco. That one in particularly, unfortunately, I don't have that one, but definitely if I could find that one at like a flea market or something, I'm definitely going to be going for that Cargo Couriers deco. Interesting to use the Unimog, since it seems like Cargo Couriers is like a company that would represent maybe something like FedEx or UPS, but still kind of cool otherwise. So there is the fleet of Cargo Couriers vehicles. You can let me know in the comments what you think down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in some more videos very soon. If I find any more cargo courier pieces to add to the collection, I'll see if I can do videos on those as well. So have a good, safe rest of your day, guys. Bye.